Hopefully it played that
What's
time.
up, everybody? Oh my God, it actually worked. Yay, go us. We're getting the hang of this. Yeah. Oh my goodness, we are
What's
nailing
going
it
on,
now.
guys?
How is
Figuring it
everybody?
out slowly.
Thank you guys for joining in again for another Snaking Around episode. We
Woo.
are gonna have some fun tonight. We got some jeans we're gonna talk about. We're gonna pull out some snakes. We're gonna show it all off.
Oh yeah.
So
Tonight's basically like half of my collection.
I was about to say, when we put out the poll to decide what we all should talk about, we had put out the Black Pastel, which I have a ton of that. But then I realized, Jason goes, Lauren beats us in Pied, because I have one visual Pied. I just have double heads.
You technically have to. You technically have to. She's just here.
One of them is just, she's staying with her auntie for right now, you know, but she'll be here soon. Technically, I can say that. I have two. One's with me and then one's actually with Lauren. So if anybody's curious as to what me and Lauren are talking about, I am getting, and I'm sure we're going to show her off, Houdini, the Black Pastel Pied will be on the show tonight as well. So we're going to show it off. We're going to talk about some breedings, what genes mix really well with Black Pastel and Pied. We're going to pull out some snakes. We're going to show some identifying marks. We're going to like break this gene down for everybody. So hopefully it's information and it's just everybody comes off this video and goes, wow, I learned something about Black Pastel and Pied.
Yep.
Everybody's going to run comments through Lauren because I don't have my cheat sheet this time. Kurt's not here, so I can't cheat off of his phone and see what everybody's saying. So Lauren's going to run through the questions. And
so I got to interrupt Nikki whenever she goes on a tangent. Yeah. Be like, hey, we got a comment.
Hey, we have a comment. We need to talk about this one. We want everybody to get their questions answered or their comments or, you know, let it be known. Before we get started with showing off some of the snakes, I just want to give a shout out to Sean. Over there at Sean Coles, if you guys aren't following, he's doing a logo raffle. Last I checked, he's only has 9 spots left. It's the logo design. I'm throwing in a custom tumbler, whatever you decide, as a second prize, and then a sticker shout out pack from him is third. So he's actually going to pick 3 winners in that one. 3.
Oh, there's a Kurt. Kurt is here. He says, I'll try and listen.
And he should be sober.
He's working.
More.
So you are sober at work, right?
Right. That's a really good question to ask. Like, is he really sober at work? It's not. It's all in good fun. Kurt had a great time here. We always do it, you know, up when he comes out here. We got a chance to meet his son. Kurt got a little Memphis welcome, as we'll blame that one on Jason.
We will continue to blame that one on Jason.
We will all blame that one on Jason, and I'm pretty sure we'll do a take 2 with Kurt on the show, and he won't be so gone. How about that?
Sans the alcohol. He says at work sober, unfortunately.
That's crazy. Oh my gosh. So I feel like I haven't talked to you all week, but I have. You've been there every step of the way, like you always are, with all the snakes that we've gotten in. New babies.
I missed the girl on Friday though because of a stupid work meeting.
You did.
Hey, Yokai, what's going on?
You did miss her on Friday. That was kind of a pat on the back early Valentine's Day present for myself from quote unquote Jason.
Quote unquote.
So, quote unquote, what do you know, you and your fiance are the same, and I'm pretty sure everybody out there that watches us, it's not what you get for Valentine's Day anymore, it's what snake is coming in. That's all the presents. Christmas, birthdays, you name it, it's just snakes. Kayla got a new one today. Yep, she went out with all that hard-earned money she's doing. So we she's got that one. She picked up, what is she? A spider, Inchi, Mojave, possible fire female today.
Ooh, very nice.
she picked that one up, and then so we picked up the normal, right? Well, I made Jason go out again yesterday, and I picked up another normal female.
Nice. Egg stations. Is it breeding size?
Do what?
Is she breeding size?
They are both sitting at about 1,000 grams, so they're not 100% there, but they will
They're
be.
close.
Now, when the big boys, not to get off our topic tonight, when my big boys get here, Hendrix and Willie G, they're perfect for them because they'll be about like once they finish growing up and the girls grow up, so it just send the powerhouse boys to them. So
yeah, and you'll get a bunch of different stuff in those combos. That'll be awesome.
It'll be awesome. I mean, the acid
I'm
blitz.
gonna be sending you so much money.
Right? Every time, if you guys don't follow us on Instagram, go do that. Smash the like buttons, the subscribing. Lauren gets a peek at every one of the snakes that we produce here. Like, she's like the first person I call, or we're doing egg cuttings together. But I have a ton. I'm pretty stoked about this season, but I think next season holds like the cream of the crop for me because it's the year of the bamboo. So like,
yes.
The bamboo boys will make their debut on the breeding market. And I'm super stoked about them.
I'm so pumped for that. But I want Poe babies.
Poe, yes. If nobody knows, Poe is the leopard calico bamboo that is in our intro. I think he's like the third to second. I forget where he is, but I had to put him up here because he's gotten so big too, Lauren. If anybody follows, ask about Poe. If you guys want to see pictures of him, he's actually the first picture I ever put on Instagram was Poe. And then it's been a crazy ride from there on.
Okay, Colton's asking you a question. He says, Colton Taylor says, I hear you bring in a lot of stuff. Do you QT them? If so, how long are you quarantining them for?
Yes, we do quarantine. We have our own quarantine racks. They're not in with anybody up here. They're not up here. Random. They're not. He wants his 5 minutes. We typically quarantine from anywhere from 2 to 3 weeks, sometimes a month. We do check before we purchase any of these snakes when they get here. If we're hearing wheezing for our eyes, if we're noticing any changing around the mouth, we're looking for mites. A good place to check for mites with the snakes is in their noses and all the vents, because you'll be able to see them kind of move. I don't think anybody in this industry is not gonna eventually at some point in time have a mite issue. I mean, picking them up at the shows and hand sanitizing.
It's gonna happen. Yeah. I mean, honestly, if you go to expos, it's going to happen at some point, because it's not just even bringing an animal home. It's the shows around here, I've noticed, are pretty good. They check all the animals that come through for the most part. But if there's that one that slips through, the mites can travel. So like they can end up on your pant leg, and then you end up, bringing them home. And then before you know it, they're all over your racks and in your snakes. On your snakes. That's honestly, it's just going to happen when it happens. At some point, you're going to fight it at least one time when you're keeping. If you don't, you haven't been keeping.
Right. You haven't experienced, if you haven't had a mite outbreak, it'll happen eventually. It's an experience that you never want to do again. So you learn very quickly how to minimize exposure with the snakes and with your collection, because as everybody knows with all the collections we have, we spend a lot of money with all of these, and just one simple thing can throw that whole collection out the door. So it's making sure you're quarantining. The first thing that happens when we get new guys in here, we spray them down with the mite spray just to give them, even if we don't think it is, it's just a precaution. There's a couple of tricks that I've learned.
I think my internet's crapping out again. Son of a gun.
No, not again. Lauren will be in and out, guys, for at least like, what is it? The first 20 minutes, I think, is rough for us on technical issues. So we do I saw somebody post it. Actually, I think it might have been Colton. the fly strips, they look like cheese. So what we do is they're by raid. We take them out of the thing and we cut them into small pieces of cheese. And then we put 2 on each layer of the rack in front of the drawers because that minimizes.
Oh, it never fails. Why is there 2 of me?
I was getting ready to say I get a whole round table full of Lauren. Oh, there's one of you.
There we go. I fixed it.
That's kind of how we do it. You know, and then from our mentors, we learned it's every 7 days they're getting, or every 2 to 3, depending upon how you do your collections, big or small. They get a dose of the mite spray in their tub. They're constantly cleaned out. I do not. My girls, now my breeding females, when I know that they're getting closer to laying, they'll get cocoa. But me and Jason have kept most of our collection on paper towels. Paper towels are a little bit easier to see the mites. And trust me, when we first started this 3 years ago, we had a mite outbreak. It was really funny. You talked about the show and bringing one in on a shirt. And it just kind of blew up from there.
Hey,
so
Justin,
it's not
how's
fun.
it going?
It's not fun with mites, but I hope that answers your question, kind of like what we do. Now, I've heard there are people that quarantine for a week. There are some people that quarantine for 2 or 3 months. It just, you can pretty much learn your reptile. If your reptile looks like it doesn't feel good, then it probably shouldn't be introduced to your big collection.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yep.
All right. So.
Justin from My Animal House is here.
Oh, Justin, how are you? Thank you for stopping by. Hello. I think you should start tonight, since I only have one visual. I'll pull her out. You start with the pied, and I'll cover Black Pastel a little bit. But we'll play.
Okay. Well, all of my visual pieds are all Black Pastel in some way or another.
This is why we picked this. This is why we picked. Actually, this is why me and Lauren picked these jeans, because these are near and dear to our hearts.
So we're doing visual pieds first.
Let's do visuals. I only have one, guys. Okay. Actually, I have 2, but Lauren has my other one, Houdini. I'm getting one out of the clutch. If you guys didn't know,
hi there, bud.
Her first clutch, she had that panda pied. Totally sick. She's keeping him, but I got the Black Pastel pied, and she'll be coming to see me very soon. Once I go up to Lauren's wedding. So.
Well, I was going to bring out Roxas, but he is in the middle of shedding at the moment. So I'm going to give him a quick spritz, and then I'm going to pull out my other adult-ish Black Pastel pied.
So this is Khaleesi. She is my only visual pied that I have. So as you guys can tell, she's very pretty. Love her to death. Now, when we first got her, she had a little bit more orange. And she's kind of retained it just a little bit on her tail and stuff. So she's kept a little bit of the orange. She's one of my up and comings. Super excited about her. I always wanted a pied, so I went with this one. I just love the way she looks, and she's got the yin and yang sign. So this is my only visual pied that I have right now, except for my Black Pastel pied that Lauren has produced. So,
and she will be getting her in April.
I will go into a wedding.
Woo, okay.
Super stoked about that one.
Sean's here. Now the party can start.
Sean's in the house.
All right. So this is one of my visual pieds. I have 2 adult visual pieds. This is my female Black Pastel pied. She's hopefully going to be the size next season. She's a slow grower. I was hoping she'd be ready this season, but she's not quite there. She's about 1,200 grams. But she's going to be bred to my panda pied, and we're going to cross our fingers.
Oh, I cannot wait for that clutch. I'm hoping we get eggs at the same time, and we can do a joint egg cutting again like what we did.
Oh, yes.
Awesome. That was so awesome.
Yes.
So Anybody that's into the snakes, you guys all know having a pied in your collection is like one of the go-getters. You can do no wrong with these guys. There's a ton of things that can be bred into the lines with your pieds. So you get your banana pieds and you get your albino pieds and just craziness. These guys are just awesome to have.
They go good with any project.
I find it so funny with these guys, and I don't know if anybody out there has the same thing. Have you guys ever noticed the more white they have, it's like the dirtier they want to be. Like they want to like cover themselves in all of their poo, and like I think the white snakes get all the baths more than everybody else.
Yep, I experienced that this week with my blue-eyed leucistic.
You did actually. I remember that. That was an interesting conversation. So, pieds pretty much go, you're going to have your saddles. Pieds can be a lot of contrast, a little bit of contrast. You're going to have, you know, some orange. Actually, hold on, there we go. Some orange. She's kind of retained it a little bit. Love your saddle on that one. See, Lauren.
Yeah, when she was a baby, it used to be a smiley face, and it's kind of blown up a bit. I mean, you can still kind of see it.
It is a smiley face. If anybody checks out pieds, we all probably buy them or purchase them for like the emojis that we see in their saddles, like
pumpkin pieds.
You know, like it's cool to see what happens. Pieds are great.
Pumpkin pieds are the classic that everybody wants. Those are the ones that circle around social media because they're known to have those emojis. And I remember that when Justin Kabilka was making those. Yeah, years back, I was seeing them, and people were losing their minds. And yeah, Sean, we're talking jeans. We're talking Black Pastel and Pieds.
Yes, the whole reason for the show is to talk about jeans, not to make fun of Kurt.
I mean, we can throw that in a little bit,
maybe just a little. So these guys are great. Like I said, Lauren has my other visual that I can't sit here and show her off right now, but I could show off Khaleesi.
I'll show her off.
Well, I know Lauren's gonna show her off for me. She's with her best auntie ever, so I'm excited. But love pied, guys. If you don't have it in your collection, look at it. There's so many things you can do with these guys. They're awesome. I have a couple of recessives that are het pieds, which I'll pull them out in a minute, that they kind of throw their own imp into it. I have the possible Gene X, which if anybody's watched Justin Kabilka's videos, Gene X, and what that is it takes the oranges and it just amplifies it. It makes them so much more dramatic and just awesome looking.
Sean goes, what happens if you mix a Kurtwood and a goat? That was my only one, I promise.
Oh, wow. We get Kurt from last weekend.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. Hey, John, how's it going? John from Modern's here.
What's up, John? The Tegu dad is in the house. Love when Modern always stops by. So these are the girls. I will actually put Khaleesi back, and I'll pull out some of the boys that are het pied.
I guess I will pull out my het pied, my big het pied. Hopefully, she won't tag me.
You guys are in for a real treat. Lauren might get tagged by her. So you never know with that one.
That one, she is very food motivated. She's not aggressive. She's just very food motivated right now because she's like, I'm ready to make babies, and everything is food.
Everything is food.
Everything is food.
Thank you, Mama. You be good.
All right. Let's see where she at. She's down here.
So while we're getting snakes,
hi, pretty girl. It's not food time.
Because I have to figure out where everybody is at this point. Hi, baby. Oh, you're so handsome.
Yes, I know.
Come here, Mama. Come here. There we go. Yes.
Don't even think about it. Keep your nose and your mouth to yourself. Thank you very much.
It's hard when we start pulling these guys out because my guys are ready for food and the rats have had like their night meal. So they're running around in my snake room right now, amplifying the fact that the snakes are like, oh, it's dinner. So,
hey, no BS, how's it going? Definitely a
What's
snake
up,
I
your
wish I
boy?
hadn't dealt
Thank you
with a
guys.
pied
Again,
snake.
subscribe, guys. We're here every week. We're gonna start nailing genes out there and talking all the fun talk. Like it, subscribe, tell everybody about it, get us some more subscribers. We love to just be able to help anybody out. So why don't you
So is
tell
that
us
just
who
a
you
normal het pied? Oh, am I talking about mine?
No, actually he is not a normal het pied. So this is Hawkeye.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He is my Inchy het pied possible gene X. So if you guys can see, he just kind of looks, he's got the Inchy look because that's the main gene that we have. That's visual. He's a good boy. Now he's het pied, so when we want to breed more pieds together to create that look, you want to take a het versus a visual, and then you can have it, or two visuals. So then you're going to have more chances of making pieds. Now he carries the gene X, which some of JKR's videos on the gene X are there, and you can watch it. But it's just a luck of the draw. We're going to prove him out and see if that happens. So he will probably be Khaleesi's first mate because I want to prove out the gene X. I want to get those rich oranges that the gene X can throw with these guys. So this is Hawkeye.
Very nice.
Now you go. You tell us about your big baby.
Okay, so my experience with het pied so far is all in black pastel. So I noticed things when identifying het pied markers in black pastel a lot more.
Yeah.
Everybody always talks about the tracks and stuff. And as you can see, she doesn't really have tracks. So that's not a way to identify, at least in my experience with black pastel. For me, it all comes in the dorsal stripe on the tail, on like the top of the tail. See how long that is? All of my black pastel het pieds have this super long dorsal stripe that goes down to their tail. And this girl, funny enough, she was actually sold to me as just a normal black pastel. They didn't know, the breeder, the original owner didn't know she was het pied. I mean, she said that she was sold to her as a het pied, but she's one of those people that, when you're sold to something as a het from somebody you don't really know, you're kind of like, I'm not going to say that it's het pied until I prove it out.
Yeah.
So the first season that she had her, she bred her to something of a champagne combo, and so obviously that wasn't going to prove out there. And then the next season, she bred her to a banana black pastel that was possible het pied. Yeah, she is a big girl. She's about 3,000 grams. But she had sold her to me right after, like probably about a month and a half after she had laid her clutch. So the babies hadn't hatched yet. And whenever she came to me, I thought I just picked her up as a normal black pastel. And I thought, oh, well, this might kickstart my Panda Pie project a little bit. And about a month after getting her, I get a message on Instagram from the breeder, and she says, hey, just so you know, I cut the clutch from the female that you purchased off of me, and there's a pied in there. She's het pied.
That's awesome.
It was yeah. So that totally jump started everything for me. So, but mainly the thing that I have noticed with black pastels that are het for pied is that big long dorsal stripe on the tail, and she does not want any of this. But it usually runs from like the last third of their body down, and there's like no breaks.
Yep. So that's another telltale, along with the tracks, which brings me to my next victim. This was a fire yellow belly that was I purchased. Now what's funny is we're talking about the tracks and knowing, do you have a het pied? Do you not have a het pied? Along with the dorsal stripe, like Lauren was just stating, which Freya has, if she cooperates. Here's that
bonus.
that long dorsal. Well, I didn't know this, but if you turn her over, guess who has tracks?
Woo, yeah, look at those tracks for days. Especially on the other side there, yeah.
all the way. So a bonus for me, just like you, I got her as a fire yellow belly, actually from No Limits. If anybody's following him, follow him. But come to find out, after Jason kind of looked at her for a minute, we found out she's het pied. So that's kind of a gene. If you're not looking for it, just, flip over a belly, look for some tracks. These guys have really good tracks. She's very noticeable. You can totally tell the fire yellow belly's in there. So you're going to get all that blushing and flaming. But like, this is what you're looking for, along with that dorsal.
Wait, what are the tracks? What do you mean? No BS. You mean the track? Oh, do you not know what pied marker tracks are?
Okay, so these right here are gonna be your tracks, like
It's
all the
black markings on the sides of their belly scoots that run the whole way down. That's usually, on the sides of their belly scoots. That's usually a pretty good indicator that they're het pied.
So all of this, you're looking for like all of these like bloops all the way down. So it's called a track.
Yeah, but with some genes, it doesn't show up, like Black Pastel. There's really no tracks here. She's got a couple, but that you wouldn't know. The big identifier for Black Pastel genes in pied is that big long tail stripe.
Yep. So, and what's funny is that you can get that telltale from a het, and your visuals, they're easy to be like, oh, that's a pied. Pied kind of is sneaky if you're not looking for it. And the subtleties, if you have a het and it has it in it, it's very subtle, and you have to be able to see it to know that it's there. And sometimes you don't know it's there, so it's an added bonus to get a pied baby or
or an adult female that's breeding size.
Yeah, or you never know about that. Or you get one that you just wanted to add some more yellow belly, and she comes in het pied. So there's always that luck. Now, not every snake is going to have the telltale markers we're telling you guys about, so it's still good to just double check. Some genes do manipulate these telltales, but the telltale is always there with that.
Mm-hmm.
And the track.
Jimmy Novella says he loves your cup. She actually makes them. That is her own production. I have two, but I keep forgetting to use them every time we're on stream. It's sitting out in my kitchen.
Find me on Instagram. I'm doing a special right now that you brought up the cups. I'm doing buy 3, get 1 free. So it's 4 cups. I've had a lot of people like that. I'm thinking about doing a raffle soon with the cute little purple ones for like the fur moms. I've got some pink ones. I'm just having fun with them. So just check me out on Instagram, Mutation Station. Get with me, and if you want one, we can totally hook you up. Lauren, I did them for Lauren too, but she always forgets to get it.
I forget it. I'm so bad. No BS says he has a yellow belly het xanthic pied. That's killer. That is definitely killer.
No BS has, like, I did a live with her, and I'm telling you what, like the tarantulas and the snakes that she's had, like she's one of those sleeper breeders that we talk about. Like we see her all the time. Right? She posts her stuff. Oh no, she's sneaky. She's gonna sneak something in there for all of us.
Sean says, since Kurt replied, can I take back my promise? Because Kurt said, so, what did Kurt say? Kurt said, I missed it. He said, you get a legend, Sean, and he gave him their classic hand gesture.
They're classic. We should all ask Kurt. Kurt, do you have Sean's cup with you? Are you drinking out of that cup tonight at work?
I'm going to get her back here for a second. Yeah. She's getting wily. Come on, Mama, get back in here.
So then I'm going to bring you 2 more of my double hets. They have pied. I have my Inchi, and then I have the Cersei. So I do have double hets.
No. Get your butt. Sean. Oh, Sean says he is. Where did he say it? He said he's looking for a female het or a visual pied. Sean, I do technically have what I believe to be 3 females. Yeah, I have 3. The one's kind of playing tricks on me. I thought it was a male when it hatched, and now I'm kind of thinking it's female. but the two other ones are definitely female. I have two to three female Black Pastel het pieds that I have technically available. I just can't ship for a hot minute because next week we're supposed to be in the negative digits for temperature, so I can't ship right now.
Gotta love that shipping weather right now. Gotta love it.
It's great. I gotta turn my heater off. It's warm in here. Whew.
I was thinking the same. I'm like, I have the door shut. I'm like cracking them into like all the rats and everything. I'm like, ooh, I'm hot. So this is another one of our double hets. Het Ghost, het pied. He's an inchie. So this is Jamie. As you guys can tell, that inchie marking is all there. And then if we flip him over, what do we see? Those pied tracks. They're all there. And then unfortunately with that inchie, like she was saying, that we don't have that tail stripe. So, but this is one of my other boys. But all day long, those pied tracks are there on him, and you can just see.
Colton Taylor says, "Do you see these tracks in het to het pairings?" It's possible. That's all. That's kind of an identifier sometimes when you do het to het breedings, because you can get a 66% chance from that. That's a pretty good way to tell. But again, you're not going to know for sure until you prove it out by breeding. But a lot of people will go off of the tracks and be like, this thing's probably going to prove.
If you get telltale tracks like this, with, two hets that you put together, and you're seeing that, then you more than likely are probably going to pop a visual in your eggs. It just depends though. Like Lauren said, it's all about breeding these guys out. You can't be 100% on like markers like this with hets, until you prove them out. So you want to put them with something visual or something that's in like their realm to be able to create that visual to know, okay, hey, I've got a pied or I have a het pied. It happens in all these genes. Sometimes it's there, sometimes it's not. And you might have to take 2 or 3 breedings. It just depends on, where
your genetic dice throw.
Yeah, exactly. Because sometimes you might not hit it on that first clutch. Luckily, or you could be like Lauren and blow it out of the water. Will you stop? So there's always fun things, and in this community that we've learned about, just ask any of us. We're not all experts, but we've all done our research. Morph Market, World of Bold Pythons, picture after picture. It's just gaining the knowledge off these guys.
Sean says, Kurt doesn't drink out of that cup. He put it in a trophy case above his bed.
Only Sean would come up with that. I love it. He was honored today. And I told Sean all the time, I'm like, he needs to put his son is like the cutest little cutie ever. I got a chance to talk to him today on a video call. And I'm like, why don't you use him to sell all your stuff? I'm like, he's so cute. I feel like everything will just go.
No BS says, she sees tracks. Jimmy Novella says he's gene pool reptile. You're making their cups already.
I am. I actually just did that order, and what's so awesome is at first he wanted me just to use metallics. So I did 2 in his metallic colors that match his logo, and now I am so honored he's letting me do wood grain ones. I love the way the wood grains come out.
Yeah, I do too. I
have so much fun with these guys.
I love No Limits.
Nobody's ever overwhelming me with cup orders. So if you guys want them, let me know. I just love to be able to like have some designer fun things out there. Everybody has different logos and different stickers and all kinds of, and it's just cool. I mean, how cool is it to walk into like a Repticon or like a reptile show and you see like cups with like, you're like, oh my God, I want one of those. Because, shirts and stuff, they shrink and, sometimes
they wear away eventually.
Yeah, they end up like wearing out, but like these cups are so solid, it's not going to happen.
No BS says that she had a look at her yellow belly again, and he has a very small ringer and a very, very minimal line of tracks. That is also another identifier, especially in the 8-ball complex.
Yep. That is
like if you get a super black pastel that's het for pied, you'll definitely most likely see a ringer there.
And if you have any questions about that yellow belly no BS, send us photographs. I'll turn Jason loose on it. We'll see what we can, what we all can see. I mean, heck, it'd be awesome to breed and then you have a het pied and then you've got pieds and you didn't even know you had pieds.
Yeah.
So, and that actually brings us into the Black Pastel 8-ball complexes.
Kurt said he had one drink out of it on Thursday and it tasted so shitty because he tossed it.
Oh my God, there's two.
I don't know, Kurt. Is that an insult to Nikki or to Sean?
That would be to Sean, because I was Sean's mine. I made sure to wash the acetone out of it, so it wouldn't have been that. So now we're back into like Lauren has so much Black Pastel. So why?
Colton Taylor says that's a nice snake. I'm assuming the last one you had out to you. What's the other het involved? Did you say there was a second het in that snake?
Yes, he is Ghost and Pied.
Ghost and Pied.
Yep. Okay. He actually what's really funny about Jamie, it's Jamie and Cersei came to us together as a paired group. It was our first actually no, I want to take that back. It was our second clutch.
I'm gonna grab a snake.
We did. Go for it. You grab a snake. It was our second clutch that we ever had. It was a spider yellow belly to holy crap, to my gravel. And she actually produced my highway. Second clutch ever off the get-go, produced a highway. I had 4 eggs, and out of those ones, I got a highway. Love her to death. And then what ended up happening is we kind of went to a Repticon and we had these babies. And at that point in time, we didn't know how to go about selling them. So we met one of our friends at our local Repticon and he bought the babies and traded us out for my 2 hets, Jamie, which is one, and Cersei, as like a package deal for those guys. So he got 3 hatchlings for those 2, and I cannot wait. Like Jamie, every time the snake that I just showed, every time he sheds that inchy, he just blows up.
Oh, I just figured out something new. Sorry.
Oh, look at
Kurt, I don't know how to fix that yet. I will figure that out, and we will make all y'all who join in all the time moderators, but I don't know how to do that yet, so I'll figure that out at some point.
If you guys know, let us know, because me and Lauren are trying to figure this out.
Hey, that's how I can show you comments. There we go.
There you go. I can see comments now. I need to be a...
He's talking about Sean.
If you guys aren't following Kurt and Sean, go follow them. Get in Sean's raffle. It's awesome. It's a logo design, a cup by me, a sticker pack. He's blown it up. First raffle he's ever done. So please go support him. I know he was down to like 10 or 9. I need to find him an Xanthic Pied female preferred with leopard. Ooh,
yeah.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
That's
a sleeper agent. You are definitely a sleeper.
Nobody else
She's got the right idea.
You never know what you're gonna get with her. Like it blows my mind. Like I don't do spiders, but after talking with her, I want one of her like blue-legged ones, the ones that look like sapphires and they're like really bold blue. Like I just to have one.
I want a Nagooty sapphire so bad. I know they're kind of little. They're not technically a great first tarantula, but oh man, I want one of those so bad. They're so beautiful.
She's turned me on to them so much, like just to get a chance. So also go follow her. You guys want to talk spiders? No BS. She's got beautiful stuff.
Nikki, we gotta get you fixed. Are you using Chrome browser?
Actually, what's funny is I would probably sit here and die laughing seeing the comments. So I let Lauren see them, and when I see her face expression, then I know something good is coming. So
Beauty sapphire ornamental. Yep, that's it. That is it.
Yeah. That's it. I'm telling, like, she's got some nice stuff. I love her. I would give a chance to talk to her. So if you guys ever want to do a live, contact No BS. Plus, I love her logo. No BS. Like,
I love that.
That's one to like. Hey, at least she doesn't get mixed up with me and Billy, because I do get a lot of people that are like, "Oh my God, it's Billy." I'm like, "No, I'm not Billy."
Billy, or yeah, who was that did that the first time? Wasn't that like Chris and Justin? over
Yes.
at Iron Dog that did that the first time? Yeah.
Oh my gosh, my first time on Instagram, I went into Rich is Recessive. I went into a live video he was doing with Coda Bear, and they thought I was Billy because all they thought was
Yes, I
my
remember
face.
that one.
And that was like my first time. I was like, no, I'm sorry. And what was so funny at that point in time, I didn't know who they were talking about. I was like, Billy, who, what? And my husband like comes in, he's like, you don't know who that is. And like, so it just blew up. And now it's the greatest feeling in the world. Billy knows who I am, and I get a chance to associate and talk and watch and learn and just put out that positive energy.
Hello, Amber.
Amber's always there. The girls that we got from them, the city champagnes, oh my god, those girls are so nice. I don't know what you were talking about, Amber, that they were talkers, because they are not talkers.
Apparently, well, didn't Kayla say that hers was hissing at her the other day?
Yes, Izzy. Well, it's really funny because Izzy's actually in a shed. So she got here and she decided to shed. So, you know, I'll give her that moment. All right. So, on to our second gene, guys. Black Pastel.
This is still also showing another het, but this is just a normal Black Pastel. This is one of the hatchlings that big female that I brought out earlier. She produced this past season for me. This is one of the females. If I can get her to hold still. But the big thing that you're looking for with Black Pastel compared to a normal is it's very dark. Alien heads are dark. There's beautiful oranges in the alien heads. The alien heads are enclosed. And sometimes they chain like that. All the Black Pastels that came out of this clutch are absolutely stunning. Like but then again, this one is also a het pied, so
long dorsal.
I gotta aim. Hang on. Whoop. Big long dorsal stripe, and she doesn't want to curl. She wants to uncurl her tail. There we go. Big long dorsal stripe.
That's see, and the darker that this Black Pastel is, you get, and like she was just saying, I can actually show this one off. This one is not mine. Actually, I produced this. Me and Jason did, but this is Kayla's. This is a Maya. So she is actually a Black Pastel gravel. She was the only one in her clutch. This is the gravel clutch that we just produced this past season. But if you just look, I mean, the orange, it's like almost iridescent, and they literally are so dark. Now the gravel is going to play a lot, and you guys are seeing the blushing, and just like the gravel has a lot of influence on this. But it's that rich color, like what Lauren was saying. It's just dark,
solid black.
Yeah,
solid black. There's like no blushing in the dorsals. It's just all solid colors for the most part. I'm half of my collection's Black Pastel.
Black Pastel it goes it's a lilac with cinnamon. You're gonna in het red xanthic and inchy. I mean, you're gonna get some really cool stuff with Black Pastel. Now with Black Pastel, like you can get the Black Pastel times the cinnamon. You're gonna get your 8 balls. You're gonna get your Black Pastels times your het red xanthics. You're gonna get the onyx. I mean, there's so many things that you can do with this, and it just darkens the snake up. Now, when I bring out her sister, who is a black pewter from the same mom with the gravel, she looks nothing like this. Because the gravel had such an influence on it, and she's got that extra gene. But it's the coolest thing that you'll see, because you're just gonna get this richness with these guys, and color and just contrast. And Black Pastel I love Black Pastel. I mean, you're gonna get Black Pastel times Black Pastel. You're gonna get your super Black Pastels, super dark snakes. It's crazy with what you can get with Black Pastel. Again, she does have gravel in her, so you guys are going to see like her side is going to be a little bit more kind of washed out because of the gravel. Gravel will be another one that we'll probably touch on. So let me put Amaya back up. Again, this is Kayla's. This is Lucy Land. She talked her dad into keeping this one back.
So I will say, like, I love anything with Black Pastel in it. Black Pastel, honestly, is like chef's kiss for me. But I think one of my ultimate favorite combos with Black Pastel is Coral Glow or Banana with Black Pastel.
Yes,
This
yes.
this animal, I'm telling you, he just gets
It is
better and
so
better with
awesome.
every
Yeah.
shed. He's neon yellow, and I've noticed there's a couple of different variants with this combo. There are some that are more yellow than like this purple color that they got going on, and they have like the deeper the deeper yellow alien heads than this guy does. This is my favorite version. I love how much purple this guy has, and the more purple they have, the more spots they get.
Yes. It's like an
It's
Oreo cookie smashed in there. Just mush.
a banana Oreo cookie.
Yep.
um,
I mean, every time I see the snake, she posts pictures, he gets more freckly and more neon yellow. Like he's awesome.
He's one of my favorites. I always wanted a banana Black Pastel, and I saw him as a 300-gram hatchling, and he already had like a crap ton of freckles all over the place. And as he's grown, he's only gotten more. I can't aim in this camera, but like he's got so many.
So if anybody's out there with bananas, I have a banana spark, and when she pulls this snake, I'm so jealous of the freckles that he has versus my banana spark. Nowhere near the freckling. So she got a really good one. Again, Black Pastel does great stuff with banana. It's a dark snake, and you just add something to it, it's just going to amplify. We got a chance, Raven, who I will bring out, she's one of my bigger females. She did our clutch this past season, if you guys are following us. So our black pewter times our gravel. So Amaya, you guys just saw, she's the Black Pastel gravel. So she's really dark and really orange. Well, I brought her sister out, Lotus. So Lotus is what they call a black pewter gravel. So the Black Pastel's in there. So you guys remember all the crazy alien heads. But the gravel is going to wash all of this out. So that's why you guys are seeing how she's not super dark like what we started with just the basic Black Pastels. So when you get these guys, but the alien heads on these guys just stay so rich and so black. But this is a black pewter gravel. So here's another version. What should I pick up at the you need to come. Okay, my best advice to you, Sean, tomorrow to pick up. If you don't have Black Pastel, Pied
or anything Pied.
Or contact Lauren because she has all of it. You don't even have to go to a show. You can be on all the
ship for a hot minute.
Yeah, she can't ship. She's like buried in snow. But Sean gets it. He's in Ohio. So, but I'm telling you, these guys.
We could probably honestly meet up. I'm in Pennsylvania. So.
There you go. We tried to get Sean here when Kurt was down, just to have both of them in the same house. We had a banana G-stripe, was gorgeous. Yes, I remember that. And of course, yep, it was your son. We were trying to get you an orange. Yeah, it was so awful. Woody, his son, like, we need to get you a snake, Sean, just for a little man. But I mean, these guys are just they're so ridiculous.
Oh my gosh, banana cinnamon G-stripes? Yes.
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 Ooh, cinnamon Ooh, there you go. I told you, sleeper. She's a sleeper. Nobody knows it's coming. No BS, man. Y'all gotta watch out for her. She's sleeping on the snake genes. So, again, she has gravel in her. So you guys are seeing what the gravel can do to Black Pastel. Actually, what's funny is Kurt has a black pewter. He actually has the sister. He calls her Pumpkin. And if anybody didn't know, Pumpkin is his snake and his logo. He tried to mess with me and be like, "Well, what do you think of my logo?" And I was like, "That's Pumpkin," because I could tell. So he actually has one of these girls. It's pretty awesome. Black Pastel makes a really dark snake. Now, as they do get older, some of them will wash out. I mean, you are going to have some of these genes that kind of washed out a little bit. And what's funny is as these girls shed, and we just produced these guys last year, this just gets bolder and bolder with all this. But all of her alien heads, they just stay. Now, if you're looking for, and she has the gravel, so you're looking for those hook eyes. Do you see the hooks, guys? She's got like, they look like Captain Hook hooks. That's another thing with these guys. Her mom has the same thing. So it's that Black Pastel has such a high influence with these guys.
Yep. Oh yeah, no BS. I study Morph Market every single day as well.
Yeah. Morph Market is like the way to be when it comes to this stuff. If you want knowledge, that's where it is through there. Sorry guys, I am trying to go through my collection so I can pull out some more Black Pastel.
No BS. I can help you out there when the weather warms up.
Yeah,
I've got 4 Black Pastel het pieds available. It's just got to warm up. I was trying to sell them locally, but surprisingly nobody's biting. I am shocked because they're beautiful. All of them are beautiful.
That locally, and like I think everybody on Craigslist around here likes me because I'm like, I will take your normal and I will bring her to my house.
Sean said he can't see my comments. Oh no, Kurt, did you get blocked?
Oh, Kurt.
You're causing problems here, Kurt.
I will pull out the mom to those 2 that I just did. So give me a second. She's a little testy.
Blood gets views.
I know, blood gets views. Trust me. With her, it never would surprise me.
Now, I will say with Black Pastel, like when you're breeding just the single gene form, you got no worries. You just, it's the general, issues that could arise anytime you breed any combo. When you start breeding for supers, that's when things can get a little messy. Super Black Pastels, for those who don't know, Super Black Pastels tend to be more susceptible to genetic deformities like duckbilling, cleft lips, spinal kinking. And it depends. I've heard many things. It can depend on the line of Black Pastel you're working with. So like some lines are better that like more pure or something than others, and they react better together. Some say I've tested this theory personally, and it worked out well for me, but I can't. I've only done it once. So
this is a good tip, guys. This is a really good tip.
I can't say that this is like a 100% a thing, but I tested this tip that I'm going to tell you out this past season, and it worked for me. Yep, you're good. If you're trying to go for like a super Black Pastel or a Panda Pied or a super cinnamon, something along those lines of like a super 8-ball complex gene. What I was recommended to do by Kevin over at Nerd, who's like ball python reptile god, was to incubate that clutch at a lower temperature. So where at like your normal incubation temperature is like 88 to 89 degrees. With this clutch that I had last season, I incubated at 85 degrees. Okay. They incubated up to 60 days, and I cut them, and they were ready. They were ready to go. And all of them came out perfectly, and I even got a perfect Panda Pied from it. Now, I don't know if that has anything to do with incubating at lower temps. I don't know if my pairing was just compatible. I don't know if the genetic gods just said, we'll smile upon you this time. I'm planning on testing it out again this season. And I can maybe say a little bit more definitively next year, if it worked again. And I'm looking forward to trying it with the actual like 50% chance at Panda Pied clutch with my Panda and my Black Pastel Pied female. So we'll see how that goes. I'll pull out Houdini so that you can see her.
Yes, that's okay. So Houdini is mine. So guys, this is Raven. She is the mom to the last girls that you guys saw. So Lauren was actually talking about line. So Raven is actually what they call a Leeson line black pewter. So she's one of those really nice genes that you're gonna get with the black pewters. And the reason I stalled and I had to bring Jason up here, I just caught her wrapping her water dish, so she's ready. Oh man. I had to let Jason see it. She did produce all of my gravel black pewters that I had last season. She totally killed it. Now, as you guys can tell, she's got all that crazy, like, she's got all those hook eyes. She's super dark. Now, she's older, so as you guys can tell, that orange, she's just kind of like, she's a little browned out on the top, but she keeps all that crazy wonkiness that goes along with these. But she is a Leeson line black pewter. And if you guys follow that gene, these are really good black pewters to have. Now, I did find out with these guys, trick can be an underlying gene that's in some of these guys. When we first hatched that clutch, we were a little stunned with what came out. Because you think going into it, you're like, oh yeah, Morph Market has these genes and we'll know, and no, they don't ever come out looking like what you see on Morph Market.
We'll see you later, Kurt. Kurt's leaving because his overnight crew's heading in.
Bye,
we'll see you later, Kurt. And thank you so much, No BS. I mean, this was the whole reason why we wanted to do it. If we can teach people something that we know, and other people can teach us something that we didn't know, that's the whole point of this stream. We're all here to learn. And Nikki and I can talk for hours.
We can. Our first live together was us just talking. I think we went, 3 hours?
Mm-hmm.
3 hours. Billy stepped in on that one. Totally shocked us on that. So we like to talk, and me and Lauren talk every day. But this, guys, is, she's a black pewter. So she carries that black pastel gene in her. She's a Leeson line. She's a little wrapped right now. She's one of my testy females. What's funny is how we decided to breed her this past season. We put in a couple males with her that were under, they're not like men, the macho men that I have. They were just kind of like new breeders. She didn't like any of them. She snapped at them all the time. She's one of my testier females. So we put my gravel male in, who was actually bigger than her at the time. And he went in there and she knocked off all the badness. And now she looks like she's ready to go again. So if you guys see, there's all that. She's just got
black pastel alien heads.
Yep. She's, totally sick with everything that she has. Yeah,
she's a big girl too.
She's a big girl, so I'm gonna put her back in there and let her wrap back around the water dish so she can cool those follicles. Jason's got his brain spinning as to who is gonna be her mate for this season.
And while Nikki does that, we'll show this girl. This is actually Nikki's little Black Pastel Pied female that she's getting. This is Houdini. I got 2 visual pieds in that clutch that I produced this past season. And this is one of them. And I was super tempted to keep her, to be honest.
I talked her out of it.
Kurt says he's still listening, and he said, wait, is that Pumpkin's mama?
Yes, that was Pumpkin's mom. That's Pumpkin's mom. And actually what's funny is he found it out, Pumpkin and Raven have the same exact alien head on the same exact side. Like, it's the craziest thing. It was totally awesome.
Yeah, but here's your girl, Nikki.
Oh, look
and
at her.
I was super tempted to keep her because she's so dark in her saddles.
The whole reason, guys,
and those big,
is because of how dark she is.
Those big black outlines around her saddles. Absolutely beautiful. So I came pretty close to keeping her, but Nikki was like, well, if you're gonna get rid of her,
if you're gonna,
I will take her. So I've got snakes from Nikki, so now it's my turn to give Nikki one of mine.
Yes. And as you guys know, Lauren will be working the dinker project that we're doing. She'll be working all these awesome genes that she's got into these dinkers. I'm super excited that we teamed up. I'm super excited that we got a chance to do the show. That's the whole reason is we want to inform everybody and give you guys something when you walk away from our lives that you're like, wow, I learned something that I didn't know, because this industry is always evolving and new things are coming out, and we might try something that you might not have thought of, and vice versa. So it's all about
Inspiration.
it is.
We can inspire each other.
And we want to motivate everybody. Like, Lauren, you've been at it what, a couple of years now, and you kind of have your hands in everything.
Yeah, this past season was my first season breeding. I got one clutch and it gave me that panda, but
And that was an honor clutch. That was the first time clutch. Like, my first clutch, yeah, it was 11 eggs, but it was spider times inchy. It wasn't like a banana or like her panda pied where it was like, oh my God, she did it. So this is what we like to do. We like to talk about snakes. And we like to help anybody we can. And you guys can always reach out to us and just ask us questions. That's what we're here for.
Oh yeah. That comment, yeah, I don't blame you there. I wish I could save money right now. We're in the process of trying to finish paying off a breeding pair ourselves. So it's always daunting when there's projects you want to get into and you're like, but I need the money.
and you want to, like, you get it. Lauren breeds all of her own food. Even with some of the rats that we breed or the ASFs, like, you're just like, oh my God, it's so cute. I can't let it go. And I forgot to show this one off on our pied. So this is my pewter pet pied female. Again, guys, here it is. She's crazy. And that's the other gene that's in Raven. So you guys see like the dark, like just dark all the way around. And then there's that
handsome boy.
pied dorsal. There it is.
Woo, where are you going?
So
come here.
Another one, guys. This is what we love, these genes, because these are some genes that just do dramatic things with them. I mean, our goals with these guys are just like, actually, now that I'm thinking about it, Gaybit. So if anybody follows us, Gaybit, he has 2 clutches, one in the incubator, one that is getting ready to get laid. That's Kayla's. And Raven, actually, the mom I just showed you guys, the Lisa Lime Black Pewter. We are gonna actually send Gambit to her. So we're gonna go for the Black Pewter Inchy Orange Dream, 50% het ghosts.
Very nice. And that's a question for you.
So what do you need to prove out with Dinker New Gene before adding it to any? Okay, so I'm very sure. So the Dinker gene that we have right now, this project, the male was actually an African import Trojan. There's a lot of stuff that, and I won't get off these genes tonight. I'm sure me and Lauren are gonna end up doing a live about the Dinkers. It's just right now we know that the bell complexes don't do anything with this gene. I do know blackhead and calico really fire. Like, you want to talk about a black snake, whatever this gene is that we have, it creates crazy dark genes. It's just, there's so many things that we want to add to it to prove it out. So a little bit of everything. We're going to put some inchy in it. We're going to put some pied in there, black pastel. We just know the bell complexes don't touch this at all, because the person that we got the original Dinker project first, she put that in there and it didn't do anything. So we know bells don't deal with them. And towards the end of the live, I'll pull one of the Dinkers out, my favorite Timber, my black head calico Dinker. And when I talk about a black snake, you guys thought that the black pastel was super dark. Wait until you guys see this one. He is just black all the way down, except for where the calico just kind of fired it up. So.
Yep.
And with Dinker genes, it's just finding that genetic, like, it sticks out. Okay, hey, this alien head doesn't look like this, but we paired this. So where is it? I've noticed with these guys, and Lauren can do it. A lot of the noses that you guys see, they kind of point with the snakes. They're like a pointier nose with these dinkers, and she has it in Tarzan. Their noses are a little bit more rounded. So that could be a marker. It's just we have his daughters, his like it's crazy. So we're gonna work this gene. And if it does prove out to be something, look for the trauma. So if you guys see snakes out there between me and Lauren and it has the trauma gene in it, it is the dinker gene.
Yep.
But we're not going to turn it loose on the market until we can compare and contrast a lot of the genes that we have to see what it does with that dinker. So I hope I answered that one. Keep an eye out, because me and Lauren have the dinker between the two of us.
Yep. So to finish off the black pastel for me, I technically have my male Black Pastel Pied, but he is in the middle of shedding, so I'm going to leave him alone. But this little guy was the coup de grace of my first clutch.
Yes, I love him. I love him.
He is a panda pied. Whoop, if he wants to hold still, he does not. He says, I'm going to wrap around this way. He's just got the solid black, I can't aim, solid black head. He's got a perfect face, no duck billing. And he's starting to turn into his daddy and get some Dalmatian spots.
Which
that one just popped up out of nowhere last shed.
Yes. When he was first born, he didn't have any other markings that were dark except his head. And now he's starting to turn into his dad.
Yep. Which is pretty cool.
For her to get this first clutch, and I was there, we had just started talking. You were waiting for her to lay. And then Lauren went out to a show, and she came back and there was eggs. I got the most awesome call ever was to watch her actually on a live together and pull the eggs, candle them, get them set up. And then I got the honor of doing a double egg clutch with her, and she got him. And it was just like a moment that you're like, oh my God, she did it. And he came out perfect. Lauren really did research her how to do this, and you deal with it with like I have cinnamon albinos. Lowering those temperatures can really have a good effect on these guys. Not in your incubator with like normally where you keep it, but lowered it. And Lauren did her research. She reached out to a bunch of people, and it worked. I mean, look at him; he's perfect. There's no duck billing. He's just a perfect idea of a panda pied. So if you guys are thinking about working with these genes that people say to lower the temperatures, I would try to do that because Lauren did it.
And it's not just like to 80, 87. Yeah. You need to go lower. You need to go to like 84, 85. It's not going to hurt them. They just take a little bit longer to finish growing.
Actually, what's funny,
growing them slower seems to help for some reason.
Yes.
I mean, Lauren, a lot of it can just be the genetics straight up.
Ready before ours.
Mine were dimpling so bad.
Oh my God. And what's funny is Lauren dropped her temperatures because we were trying to line this up to do that double egg clutching together. And at that point in time, it was with the lace clutch that we had. Mine were nowhere near dimpled, and Lauren's were in the incubator a week before mine. And it was like the funniest thing, and mine were nowhere near ready to, like, they hadn't even started to dimple at all. Lauren's were so dimpled, like they were going to crawl out and they didn't care. But mine went a week behind when hers laid, and she lowered the temperatures, and every one of those snakes that came out of that clutch they were just phenomenal. Like,
didn't get one normal.
I couldn't get over it. It was awesome.
Yeah, no BS. He's calm because he's handled like almost every day.
Yeah, he's not.
He is my hard snake.
Lauren has done really well with taming him. And actually Houdini. They're not pistols. Some of these genes can be hot. Those guys can be a little testy.
Technically, like super forms of the 8-ball complex, like super cinnamons and super black pastels, they are known to be jerks. Like they're known to be very bitey, very snappy. Yeah. My super cinnamon is proof of that. She is hellspawn. Be
honest about yourself.
I love her. She keeps me on my toes, but she is hellspawn. She launches for my face every time I open that tub. But this guy, he's very not like that. He is calm as can be. He's a sweetie pie. He's perfectly content to just sit here.
Now, with another trait with these black pastels are their alien heads have a tendency to float on them. Keeping the temps lower is that with
Black pastel pie. I I did it with, if you're gonna do like a super black pastel clutch or like an 8-ball clutch or a super cinnamon clutch, anything that can be considered like a neuro pairing or like like a neuro clutch, like whether it's like spider or champagne, spot nose, Woma, hidden gene Woma. Those are the ones that I was recommended to by Kevin from Nerd to incubate at lower temperatures. It seems to help them. They tend to not be like with the spiders and spot nose and champagne. They can be a little, they can be a little corkscrewy. That tends to help a little bit with the wobble that they get. But with like super black pastels and super cinnamons, 8-balls, and from what I'm understanding, the Lori complex, the Lori gene, because that is also in the 8-ball complex, incubating them at lower temperatures for some reason, growing them slow seems to like make the genes think a little harder while they're forming their bodies and stuff, and they don't get as goofy. The only thing that I will say that I've noticed between my super black pastel piebald and my super cinnamon, the only thing that I've noticed is different about them. I mean, my super cinnamon has a duckbill, but it doesn't affect her one bit. Him and her both have this funny little quirk where their tongue doesn't flick straight, it comes up. Yeah, and I think it's adorable. It doesn't affect them in any way. It's
so stinking cute. Like, any of these genes that we deal with in this industry,
heck yeah, Kurt.
Yes, Kurt. Everybody read Kurt's message. Smash that like button, subscribe, turn it up. We're going to be here for a long, long time, and we're going to break down all the genes that we have in our collections and kind of give you guys tips and traits and things that we've done. Again, this is our experience. If somebody else out there has something different, please let us know. We're going to have special guests. We're gonna turn this show up.
We're working on it. We're learning things as we go.
And I wouldn't trade any of this experience for anybody else. Lauren is like my go-to. That's my BFF. I talk to her when I go to pick up snakes. I'm always on the phone with Lauren. Like as soon as I pick them up, Lauren is
I always know when she says when she's ordered a snake, and I get a phone call on like a Tuesday or like a Wednesday or Wednesday morning. I'll be like, "Oh, you going to pick up snakes?"
We're gonna go and it's like what she's saying. I haven't had a chance to drop my temperatures, and now we're going for 8-balls. I have super cinnamons, my 2 albinos, my super cinnamon. I'm going for that with my cinnamon albinos. So I've learned tricks from Lauren and what she's done with this clutch to kind of implement in mine. And actually what's funny is I'll be running 2 incubators when that happens, because I have to have my incubator that's lower than my temperatures, and then I'm gonna have my one that I normally set at. Just because, like you were saying, you kind of want to try to nip the neurological issues in the butt before they actually come out, because and sometimes lowering the temperatures might not work. But they're starting to find out more and more that lowering the temperatures are working for these guys, especially in these 8-ball complexes. It's not giving them, the kinks and stuff like that, because I do actually have a snake here who is completely kinked. And he lives on his little rat pinkies all day long, but that was,
and he's not 8-ball complex, right?
He is just not an 8-ball complex.
So it can happen with anything.
It can.
But it's more prone in these guys.
It is very much so. And the duckbill. Also, like when you're looking at the keyholes with these guys too, and cinnamon can be added, and like what you were saying, their alien heads are a little bit grittier than what you normally see with alien heads, especially dealing with these black pastels. But Lauren, like I said, guys, if you guys want to talk about neuro snakes and like do's and don'ts, Lauren is another one to contact. She did her research. She reached out to a ton of people, found out, hey, let's lower the temperatures. And look at what
incubate. And my incubator, it's not. I don't know how anybody. I know how you incubate. You use the wine cooler method.
I do.
My incubator's a little bit different. I call it the Garrett Hartle method because that's who I learned how to do it from. And I don't know if that has played a role in helping with this or not. My incubator is a 150 quart igloo cooler, and it's filled with about 4 inches of water with a water circulation pump in it, and 2 aquarium heaters that are hooked to a VE200 thermostat. And that's it. And I set my egg boxes in there. It's a set it and forget it kind of thing. And I love it because the temps stay high. The standing body of water keeps the temperatures high, perfect and brings them back up when you open and close the incubator. And then with the water being there and being heated up, it's just a constant source of humidity. You never have to worry about, hello? What's that face for?
I'm watching Colony 7, which you guys have to understand when I'm sitting here on my table, I have all of my rat colonies and I'm watching Kayla's Mud. And if anybody follows Kayla, Mud is like the man rat, okay, in her life. I'm like watching him like try to go through a paper towel roll and he's like, and I'm just like, are you going to get yourself out of that? Or is that going to be like, I'm going to have to cut you out? Sorry, guys. It's like I have snakes on one side, rats on the other. So it's like I'm like watching, and Kayla just gave everybody treats, so they're all like hyped up on some sugar, you know, lettuce, kale, you know, all the good stuff. But I laugh because Mud is like her prized possession. He is being weird in the corner. Like I just keep catching him with it. He keeps picking the paper towel roll up and like sticking his head through it and then putting it down. It's a thing that happens in the snake room. I've loved all the questions. I'm excited.
Yeah, you guys have been great tonight.
Yeah, you guys have been awesome. Like the questions and starting with this gene and like me and Lauren have a ton of this in our collection. I don't have one of those, but I will have his sister.
Maybe someday you'll get one of these. You might just be getting one as a gift someday.
Oh my god, I would be so excited. I love Lauren. If you guys aren't following her, follow her. Check her out on Instagram. Her and Jeff are doing crazy stuff. I love getting a chance to be along for everything that she does because getting to make friends in this industry and following everybody, I cheer everybody on with everything that they're doing because everybody has a unique perspective in their collections.
And if you guys are wondering about the incubator thing, I did make a video on how I built this incubator on my personal channel. The link is the link for both of our personal channels is in the description as well as our Instagrams. If you want to see how I did it, I show everything. I show you what I bought, what I used, how much it costs, everything. It's not a low cost incubator by any means, but I like the method because it's like a giant sim container and you never have to worry about humidity. You never have to worry about the heat. It's a set it and forget it. Well, and I love it.
Now Lauren does her incubator, and as she stated, I do a wine cooler. I have 12-inch heat tape in my cooler. We have an open water source that floats the humidity.
I'm gonna put him back.
Nope, you're fine. So there are different ways to do it, but like, check out Lauren's incubator. It's totally, there's all kinds of different incubator ways to do your incubator if you haven't done one yet, or if you're looking to upgrade or add a different one. I have a feeling my next incubator will probably be one like Lauren's. I love my wine cooler, don't get me wrong, but having 100+ snakes at this point in time, I'm going to need to run a couple. Once everybody starts breeding and producing and all the craziness. So check out Lauren's YouTube. She has all of her. She's better at updating you guys in the DIY stuff. Now, I will say she's great at it if you guys want the DIY. She actually is the inspiration for all my ASF and rat racks. That was Lauren's idea. So if you guys check that out, and I'm sure at some point in time on our YouTube channel, Snaking Around, we're going to show you guys kind of how we have our setups for our rats and stuff, because that's kind of important stuff for the snakes. They got to eat, so you got to like house the rat. I'm slowly getting into sumo pies. Oh, mahogany.
Sumos are beautiful.
That is that.
I love how they're not like solid black. I like how they have like this rusty brown mixed in with the black. They're beautiful. And they usually have like a dorsal stripe on the back. Oh, I love them. I really want to get into them.
Because Lauren wasn't here for the live unboxing. I'll pull out the new girl that we just got from Dynasty Reptiles, and I'll say this: every one of these snakes that any of us produce, they're gonna be completely different, and they're gonna be marked different. They're gonna look different. They're gonna be there. But if we can give you guys information on gene recognition, then you guys can kind of like be like, oh, well, I have this, and I have now. I've done probably 4 or 5 clutches in the 3 years that I've done. I'm not up to where I should be. But me and Jason kind of started later. I will say every clutch that comes out, even if you do the morph market, analyze like what you could get if you paired it together, let me tell you, they all don't come out like what morph market says. Sometimes you gotta like be like, well, this is what this looks like, and this is what that looks like. So it's just asking questions, and Lauren does it, I do it, Jason does it, Kayla does it, anybody that you guys talk to, Kurt does it, Sean does it. We all go to Morph Market. That's the first place anybody checks is Morph Market. It's like what's out there, what's been sold.
Morph Market.
Yep, right there. There you go. And I'm rocking Atypical. Had to do it tonight. Love this shirt. It's super soft and comfy. Casey sent this to me when I was sick with COVID. So this is one of my special shirts. I only wear it every now and again. Because I don't want it to like run away or get washed too many times. So just check out all that stuff. I know me and Jason will be doing, and Lauren's going to be shocked about this. Check out me and Jason's page, Mutation Station, which is the links in the bio. Me and Jason are going to do a gene recognition with leopard. We're going to break leopard down because we have a ton of leopard. So check out all 3 of the pages. You guys, I love all the questions. I love the fact I'm hoping we help somebody tonight can go, hey, you know what? I know what a het pied looks like. These are the markers I'm going to look for. Because you do meet some breeders that will try to fake you out and say it's something that it's not. And you just got to kind of know some telltale signs. I'm lucky. I have Jason. He goes along with me everywhere. So if like
he's like the gene guru.
I'm just like, let me just take Jason with me. So I'm like, let me do it. So I'm going to get the little girl that Lauren didn't get a chance to see in the live unboxing. So I'm going to get a Navarro.
Yes. We're glad we can help you, Nobius.
We love it. You helped us. I learned a ton about spiders. When I got to do my live with her, I was like so on. I was like, oh, just teach me more. Again, that's the whole reason me and Lauren did this channel, is because we just want to help you guys from what we've learned. Now, I've been at this 3 years. I'm not an expert by any means, and I don't think anybody could ever be called an expert because, like I said, this industry and these snakes are always evolving. Like there's something new every day. We find out they're relic or they, this is what they make. You just never know with these guys. And it's an honor to work with these snakes. And I say it all the time. If these snakes had their own voices, we would all be out of jobs.
And something I always say too is, you want to steer clear of a certain breeder whenever they're like, well, I've been doing this for 10, 15, 20 plus years and I know everything. And they might not say I know everything, but I've been doing this and this is how I do it and blah, blah, blah. Well, great. That works for you, but that doesn't mean that that's the only way to do it.
So this is a treat for Lauren because she didn't get to see my live. And no, this is not a Black Pastel or a Pied. She's totally not that. But
we're breaking the rules.
We're breaking the rules because Lauren didn't get a chance to have a live with her. So I'll let Lauren meet her. So this is my GHI Pastel Woma Calico.
She is straight fire.
She is just super thick.
Look at that.
Um,
Look at those markings. Like, good grief.
I'm telling it's like somebody took an eraser to her and they're like, let me just erase that just a little bit.
I
Um,
told Nikki, like, she looks like an actual leopard, like the cat, not the
yeah,
gene. Like, she looks like a leopard
she does.
or a cheetah, like some kind of like spotted big cat, like she like or striped big cat. She's so crazy looking.
And you know what's funny? And I can say this, and a lot of people will realize this. Everybody's taste is not the same. So there are certain gene complexes that I like that Jason doesn't like. And there's certain complexes that Jason likes that I'm like, no. And then you
Hmm.
add Kayla, Lucy Lynn, blah, Pythons into this, and you're like, yeah, totally not in the realm of same genes. Um, so it's when I saw her, I wasn't attracted to anything but the calico at the time. But then when I realized like she's a 4 gene snake, I had to have her because of how just pixelated and wonky this girl is. And what's crazy is I posted that I had purchased her, and somebody on Instagram was like, I was thinking about her too, but then I went with this one, and I'm like, no, no, no. I'm like, this is the girl right here. I have a heavy calico presence in my males. I don't have it in my females, so that's another reason that I got her. Granted, she is a hatchling, but I am super stoked about like what she's gonna do. She's just gonna make sick babies.
I want calico so bad.
Oh well, you know, Santa Claus has still got to bring your present to you when the snow leaves. Santa Claus still has a present for Lauren.
Is that when you're just gonna be like, "Hey, Jerome, ship it to me," and then I'm gonna bring it up in April?
I know. So you guys don't know it. Santa Claus came early to Lauren because, again, best friends do best friend things. She's gonna get a calico to her collection, but she doesn't know what it is yet. Jerome has to send it to her. Santa Claus. It's like that for us guys. This is what we do. We're not all gonna agree in the industry. We're not gonna all like each other's methods, but we're all here together. And the whole reason we're here is the snakes.
Positivity everywhere.
And motivation. We want everybody to
Yes.
be motivated. You guys can do anything you guys set your minds to, and somebody out there has done or experienced the same thing that you guys have done. So, like, we're all out there. Like, ask us. We might not all have the same experiences, but we, you know, like we're here. Me and Jason say it all the time. People ask, "Are you guys going to go do a show?" Memphis just had a show this weekend. People are like, "Are you guys going to go?" No, because at this point, I never can keep anything in a showcase. They all sell.
Yeah.
So it's crazy, but it's all because of you guys and you guys the followings and just letting us be able to put the love out there for you guys and what we love and the snakes. That's the whole reason. It's the snakes. I mean, I could show
Yep.
some rats off too, but Kurt doesn't like that. He got freaked out when Kayla put mud on her shoulder and was like walking around the house. I have certain pet rats that you know they get out. They'll never be feeders. Jason laughs. He's gonna have like 45 rat funerals when they all die.
I have a handful of them too. We have male keepers and we have female keepers, and they're not breeders, they're just pets that
That's
were
all
like,
they are.
they're pretty, and I can't bear to make them food.
Okay. So now that we're talking about it, I have a conundrum, and if anybody's in Memphis and you want a pet rat or want something, I have a whole litter of nakeds. They're all boys. My naked male
Oh
rat,
my gosh.
all he does is produce boys.
I wonder if that's like the banana gene for rats.
I wonder. I actually, it's a running joke with me. I'm like, oh, Rex had more babies. They're all boys. So I will actually. They're stinking cute. It's a whole tub of them. They're just so stinking cute.
Oh my gosh, look at them.
Look at the little Nikkies. And I have like, they're just all, and I have some that are like little peach fuzzies, but they're all naked. They're all from a double Rex and Rex females. So those are like, I have a whole tub, guys. Look.
Is that Kayla in the background? She's like, "Oh, you're playing with the rats. I gotta be here."
So these are all of my naked, and they're all boys. Every litter he's had, it's been all boys. Actually, is that Timber? Bring him here. Hold on.
Oh yeah, you were gonna bring out Timber.
She was getting ready to take pictures of. Okay, so anybody that has left in the video, you guys wanted to know about the Dinker project, and I told you guys I would bring him out. So this is my blackhead calico Dinker. So this is Timber.
I want babies from this guy.
He is. Oh my! Hold on. Let me see if he'll cooperate. He smells all the food. He's like, "Oh, it's food time, Mom." I'm like, "No, it's not." So there's your
It's so much darker.
Yes, he's
It's so
dark.
much darker than just a normal blackhead. Like that Dinker gene throws in so much rich, dark color.
He is so crazy. Like he is so crazy. Like when I first got a chance to see, because I got an email full of all the Dinkers that were coming to us in the project. As soon as I saw him, I was like, gonna keep it, gonna breed it, don't care.
Yeah, that's also true, WS. You're playing with fire there, Nikki. You didn't put hand sanitizer on.
You're so right. But you know what's funny? A lot of the little guys don't try to take it out. Now my big guys, they were like, "Oh, Mom touched food. What are we doing? Food?"
So, and Nikki keeps saying, "I've never been bit by my snakes because I can read their body language." You do that, that's when you're gonna get nailed.
And I'm okay with it. I'm okay. Everybody tells me like I'm a wimp. I'm not a wimp. I don't need gloves and I don't mind taking a hit. But the funny part about it is I did herpetology for a really long time. I wanted to work with anti-venom, venomous snakes. You learn very quickly how to watch language and what they're doing and how to do things. Now it's okay. They're going to take hits. I've been at this 3 years and I've had 4 attempts, never been tagged. Now, Jason, on the other hand, ladies and gentlemen, has almost had his Willie relocated, thanks to my mimosa. So,
I see why Jason used a t-shirt to take her off her eggs then.
That is exactly why he did that, because every time Ripley has gone after Jason, it's been like, and it doesn't matter. It could be at the highest point in my rack, the middle point in my rack, the lowest point. She's always like game on. She knows exactly where she's going. So if you guys are interested in the trauma Dinker, this is one of the Dinkers. This is Timber. You guys will see him a lot. I cannot wait. This is a calico gene. Trust me, when me and Lauren get to calico genes, he'll be like the first on the block for me to show you guys. He is just he's sick. Like this Dinker gene excites me. 2 types of people in the snake hobby: those who have been bitten and those who will get bitten. Actually, let me tell you the one rule that I've learned from any snake handler, breeder, anything. It's not if you get bit, it's when you get bit.
When.
And it happens. And what's funny is we'll just cut it to the funny. Alice, who is a spider clown that we produced here, Lauren now has, she tagged Kayla in the nose one day.
And she's yet to try to launch at me. Well, that rephrase. Sometimes when I open her tub, she flies toward the front of the tub, but she hasn't tried to like hit me. She's just like, "Ooh, the tub's opening, that means food." But I haven't been bit by her yet. I'm careful around her because I don't quite trust her. She's got that little devil look in her eye.
She does, and I know exactly what. Like, so I'm going to show you guys another one of the Dinkers. Now, this is also a blackhead calico out of the Dinker, but she doesn't look like Timber. So Tink is actually. So this is what Tink looks like.
So pretty. I love how
this
calico blows out those like alien heads there.
It blows it out, and it like just like look, guys.
So stinking cool.
Gene, I'm telling you, I cannot wait to put it into so many combos.
I'm very pumped. I can't wait to get my hands on it too. It's getting mixed with a lot of Black Pastel.
Yes, and that's what I'm excited about most because Lauren has a lot of Black Pastel. We do too, but
Pied.
Lauren gets a chance to work it with total genes, but I'm sure me and Lauren will get on here and we'll talk about the Dinker gene as we get more familiar with it and what it does. I do have the founding male here.
Don't be sorry. We like the comments. You're fine.
You're not. Oh my gosh, this is why we did the show.
I think Sean fell asleep.
Sean probably got tired because Kurt got off. You can take him back.
I don't know if Kurt's still listening or not. He said he was still listening at one point, but I don't know. I guess we'll have to be like, hey, Kurt, y'all still here? Is Sean still here?
He's probably got enough raffles. You guys, I'm not playing. Go check out Sean's raffle. It's a logo design, it's a cup for me, and it's a sticker pack. It's 3 winners he's gonna do. Help him out. First raffle off the get-go. I got 2 spots. So
nice.
I'm all about it. And also, guys, me and Lauren, I promise you guys are gonna get it from us. We are having a logo design for Snakin Around. It'll be totally awesome. We'll get stickers and we'll make sure everybody gets some of that for Snakin Around.
It's gonna be a couple of months, but it is gonna happen. It's in the works.
But what's funny is we're getting from MJ over there in the UK. So that woman is always busy. So when she can fit it in, we will totally take it because what she's done, if you guys go check out my new logo, she did Ragnar in it. She actually took photographs of him and made it look so realistic. So.
Okay, yes. So if you pair your mahogany to a visual pied, everything out of that clutch is going to be 100% het for pied. If you ever breed a visual to a non, like to something that doesn't have a head or anything, it's always going to be 100% het.
Yep.
Guaranteed. When it starts getting goofy is, say, like when you breed a het to a het. Those babies are going to be 66% chance het for pied. So some might be het, some might not be. It's kind of a genetic toss-up. That's a case where you're going to have to, breed them out and see if they prove. The other version would be if you breed a het to just like a normal or whatever the other gene is, but it doesn't have a het and it's not a visual. That is a 50% het. So there's a possibility it could have gotten that gene, but the odds are lower. So basically the percentages is just like 50%, you might get it. 66, it's slightly better. And then obviously the 100, you're guaranteed. And that always comes from a visual. It doesn't matter if the other parent has a het or not. If you're breeding a visual to something else, it's always at least 100% het if you don't have a visual.
Let me say this to you. Between visuals and 50% and 66%, don't let anybody talk you out of those hets because a lot of times those hets will prove out for you. And they'll get you into something that will totally be mind blown and you start out with a 66. So don't ever be discouraged if you're working with a 66% or 50%. Yes, you want to get the visual to the head, but guess what? Some people can't start off with spending thousands of dollars in those money. So they start with 66s or 50%, or it's all a roll in the dice when you start with heads.
This is where things get tricky. So it's basically when you breed a 100% het, when you breed a 100% het, all of the babies are going to be 50%. Whether the other one's a 50% or not, it's either a het or it's not. The 50%, like one animal isn't going to be like 50% het. Like sometimes you get it with one animal, sometimes you don't. It either it is or it isn't. So for that clutch, they would all be 50% het pied. You can't really account for the 50% het because it either is het or it's not. So that's where you have to prove it out. If you don't get visuals from it, you just say that they're 50% het because you can't guarantee that the other parent was actually a recessive carrier. Cool. I was hoping I was explaining that all right. That was one of the biggest confusing things for me when I first got started in this was the percentages and the hets. For somebody newer into the hobby, it is a little daunting. But once you kind of get your brain wrapped around it, it makes sense. And you're like, okay. it's so funny. My mom always jokes to me all the time because I'll talk about all these genes and stuff, and I'll start spewing the mumbo jumbo, and she's always like, I don't know how do you have all of this in your brain? How does this all stick?
It,
I'm like, I don't know. It just clicks. It's the one thing that clicks in my brain is snake genes. I don't know what to tell you. I can't, rewire. I can't, rewire the electric in my house, but I can tell you how to make a visual clown or whatever, different double recessive combos. What the chances are for that? Yeah,
it's
nerd.
but you know what? You're a
Thank
nerd
you.
at its best. And that's why we're here, guys. Well, this is why we do our show. We put it out there for you guys to hopefully gain some knowledge. And there are no wrong questions. Ask them. Just ask them. Seriously,
If we don't know, we'll find somebody who does, and we'll get back to you on it because
you will totally find somebody that will help you on it. If we don't know, or I can't get the answer, like we will reach out to anybody to find that answer out. That's another thing that's great about YouTube and Instagram. We can find out who deal with genes that we don't deal with, and we can gain knowledge from.
Yeah, Colton. Honestly, yes.
Yeah.
I mean, you can trust if it's coming from you.
Yeah.
The other thing is like finding a well-known breeder that has a good reputation. So somebody like Justin Kabilka, Billy from Mutation Creation, goodness gracious, Constriction Addiction, Daniel Allison from Constriction Addiction,
Chris from Reptile Ward.
Yeah.
You just have to do your research on who you're getting the heads from.
Miguel Garcia from Always Evolving Pythons. Like bigger breeders are the ones that I would trust getting heads from. Unless you really trust like the smaller, like if you've gotten to know a smaller breeder like Nikki or I, like Nikki and I aren't gonna bullshit anybody.
No.
Like we're we're those breeders that are flat out honest. We're not gonna say, hey, something's a het and it's not.
We don't sugarcoat anything.
That's garbage. Just to get extra money, that's not what this hobby's about. But
taking somebody out on their investment like that, like pulling the wool over your eyes and going, yes, this is what this is, and then you breed and come to find out that's not fair to anybody else, because we all care for our snakes and we all spend, amounts of money that most people, be it parents, are like, oh my God, why did you spend all that money? And they think we're nuts. Or they just think we're crazy. But it's like Lauren said, like getting to know these breeders and being like, hey, this is what this is, and hey, this is what that is. Not everybody's perfect. You might think it's something there, but like a lot of times if a breeder doesn't trust their instinct on gene identification, they're not going to sell that snake, because they don't want to sell somebody, at least for myself, and I know for Lauren, I don't want to sell a gene to somebody that I don't know is 100% in that snake.
Yep. I have a fire 100% het clown and a superfly 50% het clown, so I guess we'll see. Yep, that's one of those ones that you're just going to have to prove out. And if anything that is not a visual, clown is a 50% het.
Yep.
So if your superfly proves out, here's the fun part. If your superfly proves out and it's a het to a het, all the babies will be 66% if the 50% het proves.
Oh my God.
So that's where it gets tricky.
Okay, no BS has been like the extraordinary subscriber of the day.
Yes, gold star. Thumbs up.
Gold star. We love it. This keeps us on our toes. And like we said, if we can't figure it out, we are gonna like jump all over it and find somebody that can, because it's not about consuming something and going, I know it, DM me, damn it. I don't want to do that, because if I don't know something, I don't want anybody to have that discouraging moment. So I'm going to find somebody, if somebody's in here that is in one of our lives or on our Instagram lives that knows more about a gene, by best means, I'm like, reach out to this person, they know it. You don't need to hide behind what you think you know and what you actually know. Because that's not benefiting anybody in this community. We're all here to help each other and learn things, and everybody we might have touched on some things tonight with the Black Pastels and the Pieds that somebody else might have a different marker that they see when they look at their pieds. It all just depends.
Yeah, Colton, that if she gets a super fire out of that clutch, that is going to make things complicated. She's just going to have to sell it as a possible. That way she can try to blacklight it, but I mean, that's not even a real guarantee either.
Now, and I dealt with this with my Bell, and he had so many things in him at the time. Sometimes black lights work, sometimes they don't. And, and the sad part about it is that's when you do see a lot of labels that are possible. It's there, they think it's there, but you don't know. And like you said, the super fires, it's going to be one of those things. It's going to be like, well.
Another one that eventually, like, if you either sell it, you're going to have to say, well, it's a possible this, it's a possible that, we don't know. Or you're going to keep it and you're going to prove it out and see what's in it. And you're going to like take it and breed it to like a normal and see what comes out of it. Or breed it to like a het clown and see what comes out of it.
And I'm going to tell all of you guys that are subscribed, do not shy away from these normals, because these normals will help you prove out things that you didn't realize you had. They do help a lot. I have four of them now. Hold on. Yeah, 4. I think I have 4 normals. Kayla has 2. Actually, I have 3. Kayla has 1. So normals will always help you. If you can lay your hands on them, normals will never hurt this industry in finding out exactly what you have when you breed.
Yeah, and Colton, I don't know. I've honestly never heard of a super fire clown. So I mean, there's some super fires that come out with that yellow pigment on them, those yellow blotches all over them. But I don't know. I've never seen one. So I can't honestly say that a black light would show if it's gone. It might.
That would probably be one that I think me and Lauren would hold back and breed to see
if it was us. Yeah.
If it was us, it would be one of those that's a definite hold back. We're going to hold it back. We're going to see, because sometimes, and I learned it with the Bell, sometimes the black light will look a pattern one way and another will look at it. Like I had lesser, pastel, spider, you name it, it was in him, but it's like you never really know.
Yeah. So like I would definitely say if that's something that happens with your pairing, no BS, and you get a super fire and you can't say what's in it and you can't say if it's proved out, I'd say hold it back. See what happens. Yeah.
Hold it back, love it, nurture it, breed it, and then see what you get.
Yeah, I'm about to look for an adult normal female at my next Repticon for my mystery snake guessing GHI Mojave spider. Ooh.
I actually picked up 2 on Craigslist. Don't look at just your Repticons, look at Craigslist too, because right here around Memphis, we have a feeding shortage. So people are trying to move snakes around, and Kayla picked up an awesome one. I've picked up 2 normal females, over 1,000 grams. Smoke, who was paired to, and I'm sure you guys will see us take away her eggs. She's just a normal paired to my pinstripe chocolate. So I just want a chocolate female.
Just make sure you do your, checks on everything. Look for mites and like, especially like under the chin, in the teeth pits and the nose.
You're looking, and also hold up a head to your ear to hear if you hear the respiratory issues, like quarantine, guys. Just quarantine them. Mite spray.
Also by their eyes, look for mites. That's another place where they like to sit, is in their eyes.
And what's crazy is a lot of these dark sea guys, you're not going to see the mites. And when, God forbid, we had it in the beginning, they crawl. Like when you go to flick a scale, they'll move and then they'll go underneath the scale. So it's the craziest thing in the whole wide world. Again, we go back to that. Just be ready when you guys are getting these guys and you don't know anything. Just do it. I agree with that for sure. Hold it back. See, Colton, you're asking great questions tonight too. I love it. We've had some really awesome interaction tonight.
This is a question for you.
On this normal, is it a normal or is it a normal head for someone? No. She is actually just a plain out normal. Actually, all 3 of my normals I have are just plain out normals.
I mean, they could surprise you. You don't know, but
she might. I never know. I could have something crazy. Again, I never look a gifted horse in the mouth with these guys. You never know what you're going to get out of these eggs. You go into a normal. I actually have a story. Medusa, you guys will meet her when we start to talk about the Inchy gene. She is a low expression Inchy. You can only tell it when she sheds because she's so big. She's 3,300 grams. She was a Craigslist find, was sold to me as a normal. And the first year that we bred her to my spider calico, who was sold to me as a spider calico. He is not a calico. He is all a spider all day long. The first set of eggs, my first clutch ever, she laid me 11 perfect eggs, just perfect. Every time we looked at their bellies, we're like, there is something going on with this belly. This is not a normal. This is a belly. Like, what's going on? We took the whole clutch to a Repticon, and we had a bunch of our mentors look at them. Come to find out, a normal was sold to me. She's actually Inchy. So I have an Inchy female that was sold to me for $25. And she's done it 2 years in a row, and I think she's going to do it a third time. She went a little later than she normally does this season, but she's laid me 11 eggs both seasons. The first time we got on Instagram, Kayla's raffle, that was the mom.
Kurt's like, you've been going for almost 2 hours.
I told you guys, when we start talking about genes tonight, we're going to take this one over the hour. We try not to bore you guys. We try to keep it simple when we're just talking, and then when we talk about these genes, we just kind of let it go its way. We appreciate
Nikki and I can ramble forever.
We can. Me and Lauren, we talk snakes all day long. I'll ask her, like, should I buy this? And she'll be like, no. And she'll be like, well, should I buy this? And I'll be like, yes. Like, it's so crazy. My husband, I don't know, is I'm on the phone with Kurt or Lauren or, just anybody, but he knows when I'm on the phone with Lauren, he doesn't call me anymore because he's like, no, from Lauren. I know.
Doesn't feel like 2 hours. And she says, definitely not bored.
See, that's what we're trying to do.
So
like, oh my God, that just made our night. Like, we will continue doing YouTube because of your comments.
Yes.
We did it! Yay! We educated somebody.
We at least one person.
We have so much fun when we're here, guys. And like YouTube for us, we can go hours and hours and hours, and I'm not going to cut us off. Instagram, you only get us at hour intervals, depending upon who logs on when. So I'm sure we'll be doing lives together on Instagram. We'll also be doing this show. We're trying to do it once a week. Lauren will be indisposed here soon because she's going to get married. And I'm going to be there. I'm so excited.
That's going to be a week we're going to be on hiatus because Nikki's going to be with me at my wedding.
But
and then the week after that, we will be on hiatus as well because I will be in Florida on my honeymoon.
So my better half will actually go to her honeymoon and I'll be here. But you never know. Me and Jason might just get on and talk. Nikki
is all the sign on stuff, so hey.
I let Lauren, she does it well. She does all of our thumb tags. She does all the announcements. You guys give Lauren all the credit. She took this page when we both said we wanted to do it and she made it happen. That woman does wonders. So I owe all of this to her. She's the one that was like, let's do this. And I was like, let's do this. Here we are. This is what we're doing. I'm sure we're going to have giveaways and like raffles and we're going to do crazy stuff. We're going to have
I'm telling you what, if these hatchlings that I have don't sell by spring, I'm probably going to do a raffle of at least one of them.
Oh, look, Lauren's going to put her hand in a raffle with some, y'all heard it here, right here, sneaking around.
So y'all either going to pick them up here before spring or we're going to be doing a raffle. I just can't ship till it comes around 40 degrees. I don't want to risk it. You don't want to risk it.
I will say this season, I've been doing this for a minute. I had 2 snakes held up this season. One of them actually made it to Cleveland. Like he literally just needed to get out of the box and go like 2 minutes down the road. He didn't do it. He stayed overnight. It was like stressful. But if anybody ever gets a snake from me, you guys know the boxes, you're not getting into it. It's not getting out. Ain't nobody going to mess with it. So I have had that.
Yeah,
Your
I was
first
nervous
period.
too. I
We
was in
were.
your shoes last season. I was in your shoes last season. I was terrified, especially because, I mean, that whole clutch could have just gone in the shitter. It could have been so bad because it was that super black pastel possibility. And
I
I
will
was
say,
terrified.
yes, you were. You were. You like Lauren did her research for like weeks. And then she even kept doing research. I will say this, and I don't know, this is maybe just for me. Each one of my parents is nervous because I never know what my males are going to do versus my females. I've had two now that the females look like they're completely ready, wrapping balls, building, doing what they're supposed to. The moment I put a male in there, they attack the male. So
Actually, I have a funny story. So I'm in uh JDH's Patreon.
yeah, I remember.
And I'm in their like the Facebook chat, and I don't message a whole lot. I just kind of leave. I kind of stay back and I watch. Apparently, Courtney from CD Exotics. I feel so bad. She has this one female that she started pairing earlier this season, and I don't know what she was pairing her with, but she put this male in. And she had paired him a couple of times with her and everything was fine. And the one day she came back and the male was dead. Just dead in the tub. Don't know what happened. She had checked on them a couple of times throughout the day and everything was fine. And she came back the next time and he was dead. And she was like, I don't know. Could he have had a heart attack? And all of us were like, well, we don't know. But I mean, it's possible. Are you going to take him to get a necropsy done? And I don't know if she ever did. But fast forward a few months later, like this past week, she posted again. She said, so that female that I had a male die in the tub with, I put another male in there with her and I checked on them all throughout the day, multiple times to see how they were doing and how they were getting on and all that. And I came back and found him dead in the tub. But this time she saw blood on the back of his head. That female is grabbing and wrapping and killing the males. So I mean, and she's like, have any of you ever heard of this before? And I mean, like, we were all like, well, it's not out of the realm of possibilities. I mean, I don't know. I've never heard of it happening, but I mean, and she's like, well, it's definitely a female. And that was definitely a male. I probed them multiple times. So like that female's just a killer. And everybody was like, yeah, you might want to consider just making her a pet. If she's going to kill all your breeder males, you better just make her a pet.
And I've noticed with these females that look like they're ready, the bigger the male you can put in there with them, the less likely they are to go after them. Raven, which you guys saw on the show earlier, she would go after everybody smaller, but when I put Hound, who is about 1,300 grams in there with her, she knocked it right off. She was like, oh, man in control, here we go. But what's funny is my Banana Spark, I put him in with my Spot Nose Leopard Super Pastel female. We're, oh my God, she's gonna give us like these big hugs. We appreciate it so much. You're
so much
when it comes to the spiders. Oh my God, like you're so he actually, we went back and they had locked a couple of times, right? Well, we went back one time and there was blood everywhere. She actually bit him back where his junk is, like bit him and there's blood everywhere. And then we paired one of my ivories up with one of my other females and they had locked a bunch of times and we went back and there was blood everywhere and she had actually like made little marks on like his midsection because I think she just wasn't having it. So when you get into the breedings, especially if this is your first like season, always monitor these snakes. I laugh every time Medusa, who is my biggest female I have here, I laugh because any male I put in next to this 3,300 gram female, they look like chump change, like any one of them, like they're just chump. But I always tell her, and I always say, I'm like, do not eat him because if you eat him, you are no longer going to be here.
You are out of the home.
You are out of the home. So just
you do not commit murder of your same species in this household.
I'm like, don't eat him. Just do what you're supposed to. So just be mindful. Just constantly check, especially when you're putting in those females that you think are ready. Because some of them might have an attitude problem. I've had 2, and I've gone back and I'm like, oh, well, your male is now coming out. So,
Whoops. So Black Widow of the ball pythons,
Yes, that's exactly what it is. They all happen. Bigger the better. We only have 1 male on the small side, but he won't go with more
assertive females until he's bigger.
Yeah. See, I have 1 male. My gravel male hound. He's my dominating factor. He does not play games. He knows what his job is. And when he goes in and the female deals with him, they're like, nope, not gonna mess with hound. He's super big. So
giant.
He's
a giant male.
You know, and learn these things. No matter how many videos you guys watch and knowledge you guys gain, each breeding season is going to be completely different. You're going to have something that you're going to be like, wow, I did not see that coming.
Mm-hmm. There's always going to be something that throws you through a loop. You just got to be ready for it. You don't know what it is. You don't know when it's going to happen. It's going to happen. You just got to be ready for it.
You know, breeding seasons, eggs, females, males, breeding, incubation, acquiring, each season is going to be completely different. You're going to have your good, your bads, and your really uglies. And that's the part of it, though. You guys, we're dealing with animals. You know, they all came from Africa. They started from someplace, and we've all gained a knowledge and love of these guys. But like, they're going to all teach us something. We're not teaching them; they're teaching us.
They all have personality.
Yes, they all, and I laugh. Kayla will take a bite. Jason will take a bite. I'm watching body language. I'm like, oh, so you're like that today. We're just going to leave you where you are. So, yeah.
You can just chill and be your nasty self today. Have fun.
Just keep that. Raven, 9 times out of 10, when Jason first got her, which was the black pewter guys that you guys saw, the mom to Lotus and Amaya, the first time we got her, I would not go anywhere near her because every time Jason would take her out, she wanted to tag you. Like over and over and over and over again. As soon as she bred and she got eggs, she knocked it off. So I don't know if it was just the fact that she's like, oh, maybe I don't need to be so aggressive. They're snakes. They're gonna do snake things. That's our big saying here. Snakes do snake things because you know why? They're snakes. They're gonna do it. Whatever they decide, that's what they're doing.
I turned around and I'm being watched by a hognose right here.
Lauren actually, her and Jeff do hog noses too.
Right here.
So awesome. Oh my god, it's the coolest thing to watch these guys eat. Her and Jeff are like making a big thing. Like they have turtles and frogs and geckos and like I learned so much stuff from Lauren because she's got her hand in everything. I just, you know, I spin epoxy. That's what I do. I make these.
Yeah, maybe she does. Maybe she just needs to get laid.
Maybe. You never know.
I mean,
you know, I think we're all adults here. At some point in time, you've met that friend. You're like, and you need to get laid.
That or she doesn't calm down and she lays eggs and she's the one that goes launching at your face when you try to take the eggs off of her.
Or you have to use a t-shirt just like Jason because Ripley is dead set on rearranging everything of his.
She did pretty good though the other day when you guys took her off her eggs. She was pretty good.
Actually, you know why? Because Jason caught her, and I'll tell this. Kurt showed up. She started laying eggs right before Kurt was supposed to be here. And we checked her and there was 4. I'm like, okay, cool. Jason's like, she's not done. I'm like, all right. So he kept going back and checking on her. So I think at that point in time, she's like, I know you're going to take these. So just take them. I have to say, Jason, a lot of people reach in there and you did it. You reach in there and you just grab them and you just take them off the eggs. More power to y'all. Jason actually uses, he calls it the taking eggs away t-shirt that gets folded up and put back in the box that has all the vermiculite and all the egg stuff. He uses that same t-shirt every time, and that's the only way he takes eggs away.
Hey, I only did it that way once. All of my other females, I don't know how it's gonna go. I can tell you how it's gonna go when Larxene, my super cinnamon, gets to size.
Oh gosh,
There's gonna be blood.
yeah,
There is going to be
there
hell
will
to
be
pay,
blood on
and
that
I'm
one.
gonna be
Sure.
bleeding. Yeah, BS, what's up? What kind of question you got about hog noses?
Yes, let's do it. Lauren is the expert. I don't have hog noses. I only have a king snake, and no, I
Expert.
do not touch him until he has food in his mouth. So I can't help you on this one. So that's all Lauren.
Expert. We have, how many do we have? We have a couple of different species. We are the majority of our hog noses are westerns, but we also have a tricolor hog nose, and we have
She has
a
some
Madagascar
cool
blonde
hog
hog nose as
noses.
well.
Oh my God, she has some cool hog noses.
I was
I
reading
think
that hog noses don't do well in tubs because of the lack of light and them being diurnal, but obviously breeders keep them in tubs. Oh yeah, they do fine. Ours are in tubs. Our little hatchling grow-ups are in a VE6 rack. It's all black PVC. They're perfectly fine. They eat great. They're growing like crazy. They're spunky little turds. They do great. Hog noses don't need, they're like ball pythons. They don't need to have UVB. It's just going to be a pet, go for it. And you want to give them that nice, tank or terrarium to live in, perfect, go for it. But these guys, they don't need it. There's speculation out there that UVB can help calcify their eggs a little bit more. But that's still being worked out. But all of our hog noses, the tricolor, the Madagascar blonde, all the westerns, they're all in tubs. And they all do great. I mean, like these guys, they're in all the tubs are see-through on both sides. The only reason that it's covered here is because I have my sticker board here. So he technically can't really see out that side very well.
did she give
But
you a
this is
sugar today?
this is another Western right here, and she's a tank and eats like crazy. Anytime we open that tub, she comes flying out like a Bella. So they do perfectly fine in tubs.
That's a good
They
question.
just aren't eating anymore. Okay, so here's what we do. We had an issue with the first one we got. He was eating unscented pinkies. And with hog noses, because in the wild they're toad eaters. So they like that fishy amphibian-y smell. If they've stopped, how young are they? Are they like under a year? Because ours, what a lot of breeders do is they will put them on scented pinkies. So scented with either tuna juice, salmon juice, some kind of fish juice like that.
Yep.
Or you could even go to the ReptiLinks website, and you can order frog juice. And this guy, here, I'm going to take him out because y'all will get a kick out of him because he's hilarious. I think he's funny.
Oh my God, he's so awesome. I know exactly who she's taking over now.
Hi, bud. It's not food time. Can hiss?
But it
Yes,
is.
you are. Yes, I know. So this guy, all the hog noses are my fiance's. But this guy, and you're gonna be calm, go figure. Um, this guy, when we first got him, he was not eating at all. We've had him for, I think we got him back in like September, and he had not eaten for over 5 months. There, he's gonna talk for us. And the cheeks. So
I love him.
Yes, I know he's a big scary boy. So we had to kind of ride it out with him, but Jeff had ordered iguana reptilinks for our Madagascar blonde hognose. And when he was ordering that, he also ordered a bottle of frog juice. And we know we would offer to him like every couple of weeks so we weren't wasting food. And eventually, recently, he finally has like snapped out of it, and he takes food scented with frog juice. our other hatchling, he's just a normal talkie belly. He came to us on unscented pinkies, but then decided that he wasn't interested in unscented anymore. He wanted scented stuff. He only eats pinkies at the moment that are scented with, scented with tuna juice or salmon juice, some kind of fish juice. So give that a try. See if that'll work. Snap him out of it. And if anything, we try to put like that guy. We put in a separate container. Yes, you're very scary. He's a very dramatic hognose. The only thing he doesn't do is play dead. Yes, I know.
Oh, you're so tough.
He does the bluff strikes and everything.
He does. Look at him. He's so tough.
Woo! Careful there, bud. You're gonna break your back. Holy smokes. Yes, I know. Yeah, I don't have UVB on them. I do plan on breeding. I have an anaconda, and a yellow granite. Yeah, that's under a year. They've eaten pinkies before. Wannabe cobras, yeah.
They are.
Woo. Yeah, so I would say try to go get some like tuna juice. Try that. Try salmon juice. And then if those don't work, go on the ReptiLinks website. You can just search for ReptiLinks in Google and it'll come up. And you can find, they sell like tubes of frog juice, and they're super cool too because they just have this really fine tip like nozzle that you can just put a couple of drops on, and that's all this guy needed. And he's been on fire with food now. You want to say hi to everybody?
He says no. Oh, what are you talking?
You're welcome. I hope it helps. Yeah, and then I would say too, if they're, excuse you, sir, if they don't eat in the tub, if you do that and they don't eat in the tub, try to put them in like a sealed Tupperware container with it because that makes the scent really strong, and that can help as well. That's what we've done, and it's worked for all of ours. Excuse you, sir.
It's
you
funny.
hear him?
He's holding me. Like, yeah, I am. He's like ticked off, and I'm like, no, let me just hold my pet rat real quick. It's fine. Like, I'm gonna it's my little Oombi. Actually, he's not mine. This is Mud. This is Kayla's.
Oh, that's Mud.
That's Mud. That's Mud.
Does anybody have 2 mil? I can't. I'm sick of working. Kurt, if we had 2 mil, we would have larger collections and better
Yes,
access.
we would. I would have such a bigger house at 2 mil. Like, I wouldn't have to make these cute little faces.
You were so talkative.
You're so
He's one of my favorite snakes. I love my ball pythons, but I love playing with this guy because he's such a sassy little shit, and I love it.
Oh God, her hog noses. I love when they eat. I've gotten a chance to watch these guys eat, and they're not. It's
like
so
boas.
different. They are. He's like,
they're
let
like
me
boas.
kiss your face.
I'm.
So
I was afraid of you.
I know, right? Only so, guys, we've had like a total awesome night. We've talked hog noses, we've talked rats, we've talked incubators, we've talked Black Pastel, we've talked Pied. Guys, this is what me and Laura do. And if anybody ever wants us to talk about something that they're not comfortable and they want more answers, let us know. We will gladly talk about it. I love it. This is our first 2 hour. Like, we're over 2 hours.
Yeah.
Oh, are you going to turn around now? Okay. Mud says he's going to turn around now. This is one of the rats I've produced. Yes, he is. He has his own name. He gets his nails trimmed on a weekly basis.
That's cute.
That's his Mud. We do make friends with, snake food, but he produces a lot of cool babies. His mom produced him, so it's been pretty cool. He just hangs. He doesn't care.
You're giving me lots of side eye, bud.
I know. He's waiting for you to have that 1 week moment.
He's the funny thing is, I love hog noses. They do this bluff strike, and they just boop you with their mouth closed, and that's all he's doing with these strikes. He thinks he's all tough. He's done this since the day we got him. It's hilarious.
So I'll bring one of Mud's girlfriends. So this is one of my Martins.
I want a martin rat so bad.
This is one of my girls. I trust me, that whole litter, Mud is like, he's courting my 2 martins. So these are my martin girls. Yes, I do play with the snake's food. But I have my rats that know their pets. So he's one of them.
Hey, you gotta enjoy them a little bit too, you know?
They're actually, to tell you the truth, a lot of these guys, they're funny. I stay here some nights and I just watch them, like after they get new paper towel rolls or they get food or they get a treat or something, like they're just nuts. It's crazy. But unfortunately, I only have 2 martins. Their dad, my first colony I put them in with, and sometimes they don't get along. They killed her dad and her sister's dad. So I only have these 2 martins and they're paired with Mud. So this is one of Mud's girlfriends.
Is his hissing too loud? Do you guys want me to put it back, or are you guys amused by this?
Oh my God, it's fine. I'm totally fine with it.
You're just all cheeks. Your name should be Cheeks instead of Pigma.
We've had an awesome
you don't like that.
Sunday night here on Snaking Around. We've learned Black Pastel, Pied, Hognose, Incubation. You name it, we've done it tonight. If you guys have any more questions for me and Lauren about any of the stuff you guys saw tonight, let us know.
No, he's fine. Okay.
Yes, he's fine. He's completely fine. I'm excited because he gives you a little jump for your money right there.
I love it when he bluff strikes. It makes me laugh.
Guys, you know it's a bluff. You're like, oh, you're just a bluff. So guys, we're gonna be back next week. If anybody has any topics they want us to talk about, let us know. DM me, DM Lauren, whatever. Maybe we'll do another session.
We also have an Instagram for Snaking Around channel as well.
We do.
So anytime we are gonna have a show, it's gonna get posted there. So just search for Snaking Around on Instagram as well. Give that a follow. I also run that as well. So whenever I get stuff ready to go and we decide we're gonna do a live, holy smokes, I will post stuff there as well. But that's strictly that is strictly our channel page, so that whenever we have shows coming up, that's where they'll be. If we're not promoting them on our page, which we will, but
we try to do it across all 3 pages and then on YouTube, but we know you guys can miss it. Oh, you are so welcome, No BS. Like, we love it.
Thank you for being here.
Yes, thank you guys. Everybody, again, hit that subscribe button. Tune in, like it, follow the page.
Share to everybody. We're trying to build a nice big community, but you guys are great. Excuse you.
Oh, Hamish is out. That's a Tegu. Modern High Hamish. I love Hamish. Hamish is like sexy. He's like, I know I'm sexy. Look at my Tegu-ness. My God, I love him to death. If you guys aren't following anybody that's been in the live and asked questions, go follow them. Give them a like. Everybody has different takes on this industry, the hobby, everything that we do. So questions, ask. That's the only way anybody's going to gain knowledge, is just to ask. And there are no dumb questions whatsoever.
Marley, okay.
I like that, Marley. I like that. I didn't even know that. I just call her No BS. She's like the best person. If you guys want to learn about spiders, talk to Marley. Do it. No BS. Exotics. Go check her out. She's awesome. Kurt's awesome. Sean's awesome. Remember, guys, Sean's got a raffle. Logo design, one of my tumblers, and a sticker pack. There's 3 winners on that one. Go fill it up. It's
and
his
your
first
pie's
one.
Still here?
Yes. We love you guys so much. We appreciate everything that you guys do.
Kurt, if we knew that, I would retire right now too.
We would all, we would all be retired at this point. I think I would be. So go check it out. Like us, subscribe it, push it, put it out there. Look for our lives. We'll be on live on Instagram. We'll be live on here at least once a week until Lauren gets ready to get married and I have to be in PA. Then we will. There'll be pictures, but there probably won't be a live.
Yeah. We might go live when we swap snakes. We could do that for a hot second.
We could totally do that. Yeah, so a live snake swapping. Because little do you know, I'll have mimosa, orange dream, inchy, super inchies.
If there's a mimosa super inchy in there, oh.
Right? I'm telling you, Lauren is so excited about all the pairings that we're doing. I'm excited about her pairings. It's so awesome. This is why we do what we do. We love you guys. We appreciate you guys tuning in. We'll be back next week.
Here's a topic for next week, an idea. We'll see what everybody here thinks real quick before we leave. What do y'all think about us discussing our pairings that we've got going on this season?
Oh, pairings. I like that game. Oh, who wants to know about Skellz Exotics pairings?
Thumbs up. Thumbs ups for that?
Yes,
no?
Give it to us, and then we'll talk about pairings that we have this season. Oh, Lauren left me. I don't know where she went. She got out on me, so it's just me. So, guys, you guys know how we do it. It's peace, love, and snakes. Snakes do snake things. We'll be back next week. I promise. We'll have a live video, if not Saturday, sometime. And then you guys can always DM us, message us, ask us questions. If we don't know the answer, we will totally find the answer for you guys. That's the best way to be educated. And to help you guys, because not each collection is the same, because if it was, we would all have it easy, but we don't. And then we'll have a special guest. If you guys want to be guests on the spot, or you guys need sticker swaps, or you guys want some custom tumblers, yes, I can do them. I'm running a special right now on these guys. I'm waiting for Lauren to come back. Don't know where she went. Buy 3, get 1 free. So it's 4. I have all kinds of sizes. There's 4 sizes to choose from. I'm probably going to do a raffle with them. I can do custom ones on snake logos. I can do anything that you guys think I can. I've done a rose cup. I've done an ocean cup. I've done a Dalmatian cup. I owe that to Puffy Steffi. She made me think out of the box. So go follow all these guys. I have no idea where Lauren went. And I don't think I can leave the live without Lauren. So I don't see comments or anything. So we'll wait for Lauren. Hopefully she'll catch back on in a minute. And Kurt, if I knew how you could retire, I would have already told you by now, with you being in my house twice. So I don't know. So let's see if Lauren gets back on. Also, if you guys want to hear about the breeding plans next show, let us know. We'll get on there. We'll tell you guys what we've got going on. We'd love to hear about everybody else's breeding plans too, as well. Knowledge is power, especially if you're looking for something particular. So if you get a chance to voice what you're pairing, and if something comes out, you never know. You might have a seller or a buyer, or it never ceases to amaze me what this community can do. So we're so appreciative, and we're so thankful that you guys came to see Snakin around again. Again, let us know what you guys think. Likes, subscribe, do it all. Push it, put it out there. The whole reason me and Lauren are doing this channel is to gain knowledge for anybody else that's coming up in this industry that might not understand something. And we might not know it all, but you know what? I'll find somebody that knows something about something. So I will talk to you guys later. I don't know if Lauren's phone died, which it might have, which is funny because it's technical difficulties. You never know what's going to happen with these lives. So I'm going to get off here. Maybe. I don't know. I'm afraid to get off because I don't want to lose the video. So we'll see if Lauren comes back on. I can't see anybody's comments, so we appreciate it, guys. We really do. We love the support and the encouragement that we get from all of you guys. There's Lauren.
I'm so sorry.
I have a feeling her phone died.
It did.
I was like, wait, hold on. I can't log out without her. Hold on.
I had my, hang on, wait. I gotta see if I can hear you better here. Hang on a second. It's trying to do my Bluetooth headsets.
Oh my God.
Maybe it's working.
Note, I can hear you. On that funny note, we're gonna end this. Thank you so much.
Again.
We love you guys. I'm gonna end this so Lauren can save it. Again, check us out next week. Like, subscribe, do it. If you guys don't know where it is, let us know. We'll be on it. All right, guys. Peace, love, and snakes. Snakes do snake things. Lauren is pixelated, so we'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.
Here, y'all have a good night. We'll see you next week for our talk about our gene or our pairings. So have a good night. Have a great week. We'll see y'all next week.